I've just finished my toughest final hard week of training before the Valencia Marathon. Now you're going to rewind and follow this entire week with me to see all of the physical and mental struggles that I've been dealing with and how I've been getting on.
I want to show the reality of what it's like for me now. I don't have the luxury of being a professional athlete. I don't have that amount of time. I've got family life, work life, and my body's just not what it used to be. So I'm doing my best and I want to bring you along with me.
Hello, mate.
Okay, we're doing this already. You're not even letting me get in the office until we start. Fine. I don't really want to let you in with me. A week in the life of training with me. 3 weeks to go until Valencia Marathon. This is my last week of training pretty hard. Are you coming with me? Are you following me? And I should say, early doors, this video is sponsored by Wahoo and the Kicker Run treadmill. So you'll see me do a couple of runs on this during the week. It's helped me fit it in when it's been dark and cold and miserable. Do I get to go and sit at my desk first, or are we just going straight in? Today we've got actually the easy start to the week. I had a 90-minute run yesterday, so my long run done on a Sunday. Today's Monday. I'm going in with a 45-minute easy run today.
When's bedtime?
When's bedtime?
Well, I need to know your whole routine.
It's too late for you. You're only little.
Wait, can you tuck me in? You're going to hate me by the end of this week.
Breakfast was hours ago. I've done getting the 3 kids ready for school, taken them to school, commuted into London. I need to eat again. The wind is disgusting. How does it feel to be taking on Valencia again? Well, harder when you're cycling too fast for me to keep up with. Second marathon, second time doing Valencia. I like to take control of the unknown and limit the number of unknowns. That's why I'm going back to Valencia, go where I know. And it's flat and it's fast and the weather's all right. It's terrifying again though, for a different reason. I had big goals as to what I wanted to do and the training block's not gone as well as I'd liked. Well, I don't feel ready. We are 26 days to go, which doesn't feel like long enough. I've still got some stuff I want to put in the bank, but I now need to be sensible and not try too hard to make up for lost time. That's what I'd advise other people not to do, so I listen to my own advice. Mentally, it's crept up on me, so loads of the prep that I thought I was going to do better this time, I haven't really had the chance to do that. I've been too worried about niggles and injuries and physio and doing some rehab exercises and then the mileage. So mentally, I feel underprepared. And then physically, I've done more running than I did for the first one, so that's a good thing. But I feel kind of low on quality running. And the really long runs, I wanted to go longer this time and never quite goes to plan, does it? About 4 weeks ago, I had pretty bad hamstring pain that I thought was a tear. Stopped my session straight away. And it's taken me a few weeks to build back into it, really. Yeah, it's just knocked me for 6. I have days where, like today is one of them actually, where 4:30 per kilometre feels really easy. And I have other days where 5 minutes or 5:20 per kilometre is a massive struggle. I just don't know what's going to bring on race day. And right now I'm just trying to, it's like a classic footballer, tennis player, media answer. Just need to do it one day at a time. I need to get through today, then get through tomorrow and not kind of think too far ahead. I've massively overdressed. First day of winter, I saw 5 degrees and panicked. I think by the time I get to Valencia, my body would have got used to 5 degrees again and then I won't know what's going on. Average pace 4:44 at the moment. Yeah, the point of this is to show you that it doesn't always go right. I mean, we've got this whole week to go. Something could go catastrophically wrong. I hope it doesn't. So sometimes I feel good, sometimes I don't. I'm sure you feel like that too. Nearly ticked off run 1, but that's only part of Monday. Obviously I've got to work as well. And then I'll stay late, go to the gym, and then swing back and pick my lovely daughter up after swimming. And just the realities of it, like sometimes I just don't want to do it. And sometimes I'm just terrified of what's going to happen. That's run 1 of the week done. 47 minutes odd, heart rate 135 average. Now I actually do need to do my day job. Rick's coming in shortly for the podcast, so maybe he's got something interesting to say. If there's just dead air in the video when you finally see this, then true to form, he's got absolutely nothing to bring to the table. And then later on today, it's a gym sesh.
I mean, we should have started recording the podcast 22 and a half minutes ago, 23 minutes ago.
I've got a game. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
And Rick's trying to fix some nonsense in his house. We're just going to dive into it. We're going to talk about trail running, which Rick's not ready for at all. Yes, you again. Podcast done, meetings done. Now it's time for the gym. And that's the end of day 1. I try to get in the gym twice a week, sometimes I only manage once. Straight in with more or less the same routine. I might alternate it. The second day might be a slightly different set of exercises, but broadly it's the same. Trying to do as much kind of compound exercise as possible. I need to do some stuff to get stronger, and I need to do some stuff to actually remind various different muscle groups to work.
And that's what I do these kind of glute activations for, in that there's a real burn because I am actually working pretty hard, 4-minute sort of mini circuits each side. But also just, sometimes I can feel on my runs that my like glute muscles or my postural muscles just aren't doing as much for me as I need them to. So trying to do this as often as I can to kind of trigger them to be working as effectively as possible when I get tired. Just lacing up in the office, I've had hours and hours of back-to-back meetings pretending to be important. I'm doing it on the treadmill because it's going to be dark pretty soon. It's 1 degree outside, which is freezing cold, and I want to do some faster strides, so I want to be nice and warm when I'm doing that.
So I've got a 45-minute run today, plus some strides, some faster strides, so some faster efforts, making sure that I'm ready for a really tough workout that I've got coming on Wednesday. So the beginning of this week is kind of front-loaded with a little bit of gradually increasing effort, but basically recovery to make sure I'm ready for the harder stuff that's still to come.
The main thing I've changed this year compared to the first marathon is I'm 5 days a week, not 3. But the challenge has genuinely been fitting stuff in now that the clocks have changed. And like I do have a full-time job, admittedly this technically is part of my job, but I have to do a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And I've got to get the kids to and from school, so I don't want to moan about all that sort of stuff. Those are all things of my own making, but that's the reality.
This one was on the Wahoo Kick a Run because I wanted to run pretty fast and it was absolutely freezing cold outside. So to go from an easy run pace to then do the faster strides, being able to do that in a much warmer environment and using the run-free mode on the Kick a Run a little bit easier during a stressful week.
I obviously won't have a sports bottle on marathon day, but I do need to practice taking on fluids, just in terms of breathing and not choking. Max gel swallowing pace. Good question. I mean, I have taken gels at 3:30 to 3:40 per kilometre. That was a challenge, I won't lie. I don't know how the guys do it at like 2:50 or whatever they're running in the elites. Yeah, that's probably my max though. My plan is not to slow down. Oh, I felt all right, and then you step off and you think, oh my God, that was 45 minutes. I've got to do that for 3 hours. No thanks. So yeah, quite like a workout, for example, doing a warm up in like steady running shoes and then switching to my fast shoes for the workout itself. But I get a bit of stick for it because obviously I'm stashing running shoes in a bush. People think that's weird. I don't know. Drop a comment. Are you team bush?
Want to rephrase that, mate?
No, that's fine. Team bush or team no bush. Got a fast session tomorrow, and generally I have to do faster running and I have my marathon pace and all that sort of stuff. I need to have lots of paces in my arsenal, and I find that the more different paces I run at, particularly running at the faster end, it makes the kind of mid-pace stuff, like marathon pace, feel that little bit easier. If I hit this button on the Kick a Run, this one, then I'm controlling the pace. So if I go closer to the front of the treadmill, it gets faster. And if I drop towards the back, like I did towards the end of my run, then it stops or it gets slower. So I'm in complete control over how fast I'm going. Yeah, the mentality of it I'm struggling with. It's hard knowing these easy ones aren't that easy. And then I've got the really hard ones still to come in the week. I'm always motivated by being better than like I was yesterday, or better than I was the last time. And I can't be better than what I was when I was a pro. That's a different life, but I can be better like a day or a week or a month at a time. Okay, so I've arranged to meet you guys here. It's nice and flat. I've sort of had it hanging over me. I reckon we just get stuck into the warm-up and I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Day 3, Wednesday, D-Day in my mind. This is the day I've been both dreading and trying not to think about too much. A really tough marathon workout. So long in terms of distance, hard in terms of paces. It's continuous with no recovery. And obviously the weather's getting colder, so that's a challenge too. And I've got to practice fueling. Loads of stuff to think about.
I've been trying not to think about what's on the cards. 3K at marathon pace, 3:55 per kilometre. Then 1K float, a little bit slower, around 4:30 per kilometre. And doing that 5 times continuously. And plus the warm up now that I'm doing, where I'll do 10 or 15 minutes and then a warm down. I know everyone wants to call it a cool down, but I refuse to conform. It was really tempting to do it on the treadmill, but I need to be outside as well. So the combination of the two is a good mix for me this week. Hey, I've got a luxury today. I'm with you guys, so I don't need to hide my precious shoes in the bushes. I'm gonna do a quick swap now and then get cracking with the workout. Permanently worried about whether that feels right or whatever. Like, yeah, I've never really been able to shake that. I had it during my career. I had so many different injuries and stuff. I mean, not just for this, but I did shave my legs. I mean, why not? Feels nice. Marathon training is so different. Oh, back in the day, I used to run 90 minutes every Sunday, pretty much, right through the season. Maybe not like just before a race, but 21k, 13 miles on a Sunday. But generally I was absolutely battered by a Sunday from like 3 sessions, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 12 runs in total, plus 3 gym sessions and physio and whatever else I was doing. So yeah, it was, cumulatively, it was a lot. This is the first one, 3k, nice and steady. Let's go. And I get a lot of stick from the team that I don't look like I'm trying very hard, which maybe that's a compliment, or look like I'm running very fast. That's the running style, I think. Life pace 3:55 on the money. Get a lot of comments on my Strava like, oh, how do you pace so consistently? I think mainly it's a desire not to do more than I have to. I'm hoping the conditions won't be like this in Valencia. My memory 2 years ago was crystal clear blue skies, marathon running perfection. The final kilometre of the first effort. I really struggle with these longer sessions. Try not to think about what's to come. Third kilometre of the first 3k. Slow down to 4:30 per kilometre now. 28 minutes into the run. I'm going to take a gel. It's about when I'll take my first gel in the marathon. We're back into the second effort now. Another 3k at marathon pace. So it's just a bit of a squeeze. I don't really like floats. I'd rather have a true recovery. It's a proper marathon running thing, isn't it? To not really have a stop. Give me an all-out effort followed by like 5 minutes of nothing. Picking yourself up off the track. Sort of prefer that. On the money, 3:52 for that middle K of this one. Feeling pretty strong. You love trying to make me cry, Owen. You're asking me whether I ever get emotional when I run. No, broadly I don't. I was talking to some of my family recently and I hadn't actually clocked the date of the Valencia Marathon, and it's kind of, I don't know, poignancy for me. So 7th of December. 7th of December last year is the day my mum passed away. So it's going to be 1 year about in Valencia. Obviously, a marathon's not that important, is it? But she was always supporting my running and came out to Beijing for the Olympics and Melbourne for the Commonwealth Games and stuff. So I'm trying to focus on my running. That's made me speed up as well. You've ruined my recovery. Oh, yeah. So there you go. That's emotional. But if I cry now, I won't finish my session. No, usually I'm trying to think about nothing at all. I have like fairly puerile podcasts. Not the Running Channel podcast, but that is probably quite puerile. Plus, this is only 4:30 and I'm running like 4-minute pace. I haven't really slowed down. I mean, I know why I'm not at work, but I do quite often think, why aren't all these people at work when I see them running and walking? Now, I've been feeling warm for a while. It's just, you almost feel there's a lovely lift in a session when you can take a layer off and you feel lighter. Oh yeah, you okay? Oh, thanks. Oh, it's lovely to see you. I've got a few more laps, I think. I'm controlling my breathing's half the battle. Right now, I'm at 1:48 on the float, but I'm floating too fast again because you're talking to me. So I'm at like alternating 3:55 for my faster ones, and I've probably been running like 4:10s, 4:15s for my slow ones. Putting your hat on backwards makes you faster, doesn't it? That's what everyone in Battersea Park tells me. 1k float to finish it off, just to keep moving so I don't stop straight away. That was hard, but I'm quite proud I did it. Like, nervous isn't quite the right word, apprehensive is a better word. About just being out here for this amount of time and on my feet for that amount of time. And yeah, paces were good. My legs felt okay. They felt the best they felt in a few weeks. I quickly got my layers on and dived straight into my warm down. So we're actually at 23.6 kilometers at the moment. After a session I'm now really proud of that I've got through it. We're 2.5 weeks to go, a little bit over, to marathon day. This is Wednesday's training done. Into the meetings and all that sort of stuff this afternoon. Try and get the right food in, the right recovery. Then tomorrow, Thursday, I've got a rest day. Yes, so stay tuned for the continued ups and downs and the deep dive into my slightly terrifying psyche and how I'm desperately trying to talk myself out of this marathon.
Day 5, Friday. And this one, it's an interesting run because it's sandwiched between my 2 hardest efforts of the week. My interval's on Wednesday, my long run that's to come on Saturday. But it's still a really important run. I've decided to do this one on the treadmill as well.
Unbelievable!
Don't get used to it, Andy. We might have to turn it off again.
They've turned the fan off. It's like bliss.
If only you had hair, it could be throwing it through, you know?
Exactly, my long locks could be flowing in the Hollywood wind.
It's not long after, I can't even talk, I haven't spoken to anyone this morning. Not long after 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. It is 2 degrees, feels like -4, and it's pitch black. And I'm off to meet the guys for my long run this morning before football training with the kids and a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't love the early start, but let's get this done. Day 6, Saturday, my long run day. And long runs are the ones that I find by far the hardest, mentally and physically. And the time of day and the weather is definitely not helping me out.
Oh, raining. Could do without that. Freezing drizzle, darkness. It does feel like an adventure though. Yeah, I normally run at 7 a.m. Or earlier sometimes, which I never thought I'd say. The local running group to me has something called the 7 at 7, 7 miles at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And I was always like, that is nuts. Why not go at like 8 or 9 o'clock? And then it's because they're all parents in their kind of 30s, 40s, 50s. And if you don't run now, you don't run. The number of times I'll get on the train into London at like 7:30, 8 a.m. train, and I'm with one of those guys from the local club that's already knocked out 10 or 20k at 5 a.m. Oh, I took my hat off and then I've regretted that straight away. The wind gave me brain freeze. Tomorrow's 2 weeks to go. On Wednesday, which is 10, 11 days out from the race, I'll do my last kind of significant workout. Obviously lower volume than a true marathon session, but still getting the kind of pace confidence going, except it always does the opposite. It gives you a lack of confidence because it feels hard. Little reset. I'd rather just have that continuous run, but I needed to be warm at the start. It was so cold and horrible that if I'm running for the first 45 minutes with cold legs, it's worse. So 90-second stop now is okay. Slightly poor route planning because this is slightly muddy, but we've just gone through the first 10k of the long run, 42 minutes and change. It's actually going along all right. This middle section, middle 8k from 8 to 16k. The target here is 4 minutes per kilometre, near as damn it marathon pace. Still quite a long way in the run to go, so I've got to stay focused. Through the 16th K, so I've done an 8k block there at just under 4 minute Ks. My instructions were, see how I feel at this point, push on if I can, ease back if I feel rubbish. That's a dangerous game. We're slightly uphill as well. I think I'm going to keep ticking over at 3:53 pace right now and see how I feel into the last 4 or 5k when we turn around in a minute. There's a big difference competing against yourself. I was never the world's greatest time trialer. Don't get me wrong, I could do good stuff in training. And when the pressure was on, like I had to chase an Olympic qualifier in 2012 and I almost had to time trial that. But my preference is to race and be competitive. So this is a challenge, and being disciplined in the race and not getting swept along by other people that pass you or that you're passing other people, that's the bit that's hard for me. That and talking in the middle of a long run. You horrible people. What's nuts is I get faster every time I talk to you, and that makes no sense. 19th K, 3:47, rolling, 5k to go. I'm thinking it in my head, but I can't almost bring myself to say, park run to go. So yeah, park run to go, but I've already nearly run a half marathon, so I'm quite tired. I felt better than I thought I'd feel, to be fair. It's been a big week. First half was challenging mentally, but I've actually felt a bit better as I've got faster. That's me done, I reckon. Yeah, 4:01 per kilometre average for 24 point something, okay? Nearly 24.5k. Oh, yeah, massive confidence boost that. Really tough week, big week of mileage. Trying to strike the balance between not like trying to make up for lost time, but also giving myself enough that in 2 weeks' time I can go in and give it a proper go. Don't get me wrong, I didn't want to do another like 18k, but I felt strong, and I'm hoping the weather's going to be better when we get to Valencia. A week done. Next time you see me, I'll be on the start line in Valencia. So wish me luck, please. I think I need it.